Reggie, Paul kind of talks a lot about our hope for our salvation. Like we were talking before about faith, hope, and love. What exactly is this final hope in exactly?
Well, Paul talks about a commonwealth being stored up for us, and he doesn't really talk about what that's going to look like. The book of Revelation talks about the Jerusalem coming down, and the new heavens and the new earth, and the book of Revelation gives us some description. Paul really doesn't, does he? He talks about resurrection. And kind of leaves it at that. He even is fairly reticent about talking about the believer's existence after physical death and before resurrection. That's what we call heaven, or theologians sometimes call it the intermediate state. For Paul, that is simply a matter of being with the Lord and some sort of continuation of fellowship. But Paul doesn't really describe what the new heavens and the new earth are going to look like. Sometimes I wish he did, but I think for him it's very interesting that he would do that, because we know from 2 Corinthians that he was given visions. He was taken up into the third heaven and shown the glory of God. But he was but he was even told there, only so much. And his task is to give us what we need to know to get from here to glory. And then all I can assume is that glory itself is going to be so beyond our possibility even of imagining now, that his reserve is an expression of just wait.
So kind of what a lot of us tend to sort of think about is kind of this pie in the sky, if you will, just kind of sitting around.
Yeah, Gary Larson guy with wings on saying,
little harp.
I wish I'd brought a magazine.
That sort of disembodied state that we kind of think about, that's not Paul's hope at all.
No, his hope is for a re-embodiment. He talks about a spiritual body, but by that he doesn't mean a ghostly body. He means a body that has been made vibrantly alive and reconstituted by the Holy Spirit. And if anything, those bodies will have greater density. He talks about bearing the weight of glory. And I think he means that quite literally in terms of its weightiness, its density, its reality. And the glory is also an image of brightness. And so I think there's just limits to what he feels it's appropriate to say in this age.
And so, Christ's resurrection is not just important to him to prove who Christ is. I mean, it's important to us for our own hope.
Yet for Paul, his resurrection is the first fruit of our resurrection. It's the beginning of the great resurrection.